No phones ringing. Yep, I think so.
All right, let's start the regular meeting of the Council of the City of Ottawa, February 3rd, 2026. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Here.
Gainier. Here. Pearson. Here. Barron.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
We have 5 present.
Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
Before you fall down. Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the minutes of a regular meeting of the Council of the City of Ottawa, Illinois, held on Tuesday, January 20th, 2026, be approved as recorded in the permanent files of the city clerk.
Can I get a second? Gainier, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Is there anyone wishing to appear before the council? Okay, then on to Commissioner Eichelkraut's report.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the biweekly salary payroll of January 30th, 2026, in the amount of $597,577.88 be approved and warrants issued.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Eichelkraut that the bi-monthly expense report of February 3rd, 2026, showing expenses in the amount of $753,681.46 be approved and warrants issued.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Barron, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Commissioner Eichelkraut, is there anything you'd like to add?
Later I will.
Oh, okay. That's a twist on things. Okay. On to Commissioner Gainier's report.
Moved by Commissioner Gainier that a resolution authorizing the execution of a preventative maintenance service agreement between the City of Ottawa and Braniff Communications Incorporated for the city's warning sirens, which has been on file for public inspection since January 20th, 2026, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Gainier that an ordinance amending Section 34-40 of the Municipal Code of the City of Ottawa, LaSalle County, Illinois, regarding the fire department's lift assist service fees to comply with state statute be passed and approved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut,
This just brings our ordinance in line with the new state statute that says that basically we cannot charge a long-term care facility for a lift assist until there's more than six or more, I think it is. So we're just updating our ordinance to conform to that.
In a month or how long, Tom?
Annual.
roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
We have the report of the police chief for the month of January. Squad car calls for service, 1,870. Arrest, 484. Sentenced to IDOC, 7. Transported to the county jail, 35. Juvenile referrals, 0. Peer jury, 1. Issued a notice to appear, 55. Ottawa Central Dispatch handled 728 911 calls. They also handled 3,764 administrative calls. Moved by Commissioner Gainier that the report of Police Chief Michael J. Cheatham for the month of January 2026 be received and placed on file.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
We have the report of the fire chief for the month of January. Number of bell alarms, 4. Number of still alarms, 27. Activated alarms, 39. Number of medic calls, 278. Mutual aid was at 5. Number of patients, 237. Total calls for January, 348. Total emergency overtime, 16. Structure loss was at $100,000. Contents loss at $10,000. Vehicle loss at 0, for a total loss for January of $110,000. Total non-residents billed for medical services was 24. Moved by Commissioner Gainier that the report of Fire Chief Brian R. Bresner for the month of January 2026 be received and placed on file.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Barron, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Commissioner Gainier that the city clerk be authorized to advertise for bids for the city's bulk fuel provider. Sealed bids will be received until Wednesday, February 25th, 2026 at 10 o'clock a.m.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson,
We've never gone out for bid for our bulk fuel purchase, but in investigation with other communities around, we find that we may realize significant savings by going out on an annual basis for bids, and we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens.
Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainer.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Commissioner Gainier, is there anything that you would like to add?
There is. I'm pleased to announce that the Ottawa Fire Department has been awarded a Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation grant in the amount of $38,944 for the purchase of a new fire hose. This grant represents a significant investment in the safety of our firefighters and the residents they serve. Fire hose is one of the most critical tools on the fire ground. You do have to get water to the fire. And this funding will allow the department to replace aging equipment with modern, reliable hose that meets current operational and safety standards. I'd like to recognize the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for their continued commitment to the first responders across the country, and I commend the Ottawa Fire Department staff for their work securing this competitive grant. This award helps ensure that when our firefighters respond, whether to a structure fire, vehicle fire, or other emergency, they have the equipment they need to operate effectively and safely. On behalf of the City of Ottawa, thank you to everyone involved in making this possible, and congratulations to the Ottawa Fire Department that's holding this award.
All right. Congratulations. Congratulations, Brian. Anything else that you'd like to add?
Not this evening.
Okay. On to Commissioner Pearson's report.
Moved by Commissioner Pearson that a resolution requesting permission from the Illinois Department of Transportation to temporarily close LaSalle Street from Lafayette Street to Lincoln Place from 11 o'clock a.m. until 1:30 p.m. on Sunday, October 4th, 2026 for the Fall Festival Parade be adopted.
I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut? Before you say anything, I'm just going to say that I thought the confetti cannon was absolutely ridiculous, and then I saw it, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
This is one of our well-received parades. They're all great, but a lot of people come out for it, and we always look forward to it. But yes, I thought as well that it was going to be a huge mess.
They were actually picking up some of that confetti in Seneca. The wind blew.
Well,
it
good
that
for
far.
us.
No, jeez.
That seems like a
Far.
far-fetched story,
Yeah.
but
No, it's not far-fetched.
roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainer.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Anything you'd like to add, Commissioner Pearson?
Nothing tonight.
All right. Commissioner Barron, is there anything that you would like to add?
Just, hey, we're just been busy the last 10 days. We'll keeping up with the water mains. So that's it.
Between the plowing last night and all the water main breaks, all of Public Works on all the buildings have a lot to, they've been working hard, so thank you to all of them.
Well, a couple of those nights it was below zero when they're out working in the water mains. And if you've ever been by one, they're up to their ankles or knees in water when it's below zero. So it's not a pleasant experience.
It's been rough. So thanks to them. Thanks for their hard work. On to my report.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that the report of Registrar Shelley L. Rolson showing 39 death certificates issued and fees collected of $2,620 for the month of January 2026 be received and placed on file.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that the report of the Parking Administration Department showing fines collected of $2,207.87 for the month of January 2026 be received and placed on file.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Gainier. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
We have the report of the building official for the month of January. There were 6 building permits issued with fees totaling $1,031. Total number of on-site building inspections, 35. There were 3 sign permits for $90, 2 fence permits for $100, 4 new business registrations for $400, 2 waste hauler registrations for $250, 89 general contractor licenses issued for $8,900, 117 electrical licenses renewed for $29,250, 1 electrical permit for $100. Total number of on-site electrical inspections, 17. We had 8 people take our electrical exam for $2,040. Our plumbing inspector did a total of 15 inspections. Our code enforcement officer did 166 inspections, and our construction coordinator did 81 inspections, for a total of permits and licenses of 218, with fees collected as $42,161. Moved by Mayor Hasty that the report of building official Matthew W. Stafford for the month of January 2026 be received and placed on file.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Pearson, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that an ordinance to propose the approval of a business development district redevelopment plan and establish a date for the public hearing as March 3rd, 2026 for the Ottawa Business Development District Number 1, which has been on file for public inspection since January 20th, 2026, be passed and approved.
Can I get a second? Commissioner Gainier. Just to reiterate what we talked about 2 weeks ago, this is for planning, scheduling and planning for the public hearing to be able to discuss in further detail whether or not that's a right avenue for the city to go in an attempt to pay for some of the proposed plans that we've got.
Okay, I would like to say something, Mayor.
Yep.
A business development district is being set up to raise sales tax at a 1% in this general area. And it extends basically all the city of Ottawa where there's a business, okay? I understand that there's some talk about maybe we'll have a 10% tax relief. Well, a 10% tax relief is only 10% on what the city taxes, okay? So on a $12,000 tax bill, that's only $204. On a $9,000 tax bill, that's only $153. On a $6,000 tax bill, that's only $102. On a $3,000 tax bill, that's only $51. And be honest with you, there's no relief for any renters because nobody's going to drop the rent down for that modest decrease in their taxes. And if we don't raise it, there's reasons why we're looking at raising it. If you raise it to 0.5%, we can do an amphitheater and a fire station. If we raise it to 1%, we could do 2 fire stations and an amphitheater. And what we'd be raising it to is the sales tax would be 8.5%. Right now, our gas prices are so high in the city of Ottawa compared to other areas, I don't really feel that we should be raising 1%. If we don't raise it at all, we'll still be able to do a fire station. I just my thoughts, and we'll roll call, and I can say what I want.
You already said what you want.
Well, I mean, I'll say no.
Oh.
Oh.
I appreciate that, and that is the conversation, but again, it's not necessarily for the 1%. We could do a 1/4%, we could do a 0.5%. There's any number of percentages that we can do. You've been saying since day one that the number one priority of what we have to build is the waterfront development, that that's what's
Correct,
going to bring
yes.
revenue in.
But sometimes things take a little longer than you want because, you know, just going through all the sales taxes around the area, 8.5% stands way out, okay? I mean, it's way out there, okay? And it's just my thoughts. I have thoughts that are different than some people, and I still believe in the waterfront, but it might take us a little longer.
And that's fair, and that's where I'm saying the fact that we get more information and more detail and get idea of what those actual numbers are going to be, that's what Don and Dave have been working on. They had another meeting today, but we can't even get to that next step without at least having the hearing in order to discuss it and look at what all those numbers are. And so on that measure, that's what's being addressed today.
Well, I just thought I'd get the information out there so people can actually see the information and show up if we do get 3 votes tonight for the hearing.
Prue, in some of their committee meetings, is also considering raising the sales tax, which would make it the same amount, 8.5% if they do. We have been promising for 20 years to develop the riverfront. We've been promising for all of that time of having a 3rd fire station north of the railroad tracks to eliminate the blockages of trains. And now we finally have a way that we maybe can pay for it. I think it's time that we do it. But again, this is just to schedule a public hearing to get the public input on this, and then we go from there.
Like I said, if we raise it 0%, we could still do 1 fire station.
Well, and I'll remind everyone that we voted when we lost the sales tax on food.
Right.
The 1% on food, we voted to increase the rest of the sales tax by 1%. And after we voted on that, we found out that we could not go to 1% because of a previous referendum that we had. We could only go half. So I don't see if there's any reason why we can't at least do the 0.5% like we originally intended anyway, my opinion.
And with that, it would get what you wanted, Wayne, which is the waterfront development.
The only thing that I have to say, and I had multiple conversations, and I know that we've had a lot of pre-budgeting meetings. It's not the 10, but I'm just throwing out round numbers. It's not the amphitheater that's gonna cost X amount of money, I'm just gonna use 10 million across the board, right, just make it easier for me. If the fire station's 10 million and then two's 20 million and the amphitheater's another 10 million, the problem is, I think, and I'm only on my 6th year here, is if you look at any construction project that we've done in the city of Ottawa, if the pool was, they said it was gonna be 4 million, it ends up being 6 million, right? So if they say if all 3 projects are gonna be $30 million, realistically, we have to look at that and say, well, it's probably gonna be 40, 45, whatever. And the longer we put it off, yes, it's going to be higher. But I think to try to do 3 projects like that all at once is a little unrealistic. We can put down the numbers and say, well, okay, if we do a 0.5%, we can do a fire station. If we do 1%, we can do all 3. If we do 0, we can do 1 fire station. If we do a half, we can do 1, and maybe some more road surfacing, and then we can do this. The problem is, I don't think we're looking at the big picture of what's going to happen. Okay, it's going to cost $15 million to do a fire station. I'm not picking on your fire station. Maybe I'll pick on the amphitheater. We put in $15 million in for the amphitheater or the fire station, but then what is the overall expense going to be, right? We're going to have to hire more people, which is higher salaries, which is pensions, which is an overall expense that I don't think we're taking into just the construction. And I know some people say, no, that was taking into consideration. And then I talk, Don and I had a conversation, and maybe that's not necessarily the way the conversation went. And it needs to be a bigger discussion of what this is actually going to cost us. And is it worth it to put that burden on the sales tax to those small businesses and all the businesses in Ottawa to raise it 1%? I'm just going to throw out again, 1%. We don't have to put that percent out there without really knowing what that's going to cost us. And that's my concern on this business district.
And in order to get those answers, this would be the next step, is the part that I'm saying. Another thing to bring up with that I was forgetting is, under the current of what we did with that 0.5%, that is limited as to how it can be spent. And right now, I know Don is looking to see about how to move the money around to, on paper, yeah, financially, money coming in, there's enough for a fire station. However, we can't use that 0.5% for a fire station.
Right.
And so if there's not enough to move the money around to the proper categories, we could find out that we're getting $1.7 million that we can't spend unless it's all spent on roads, which a lot of people would agree with that as well. So that's another part of this, is being able to just move the money into the proper categories in order to even get what we've already promised people to get. So this is all of the discussion that's been going on. I know that Don and Dave Noble are going to be meeting with each of you over the next 2 weeks just to discuss all of this stuff in far more detail. But again, we can't get to that part of it without first at least getting to the hearing part of it. So, any other comments? Roll call.
Eichelkraut,
No.
Gainier,
Aye.
Pearson,
Nay.
Barron,
I'm the guy, right?
Yes,
You said this 2 weeks ago too.
I want to hear the hearing. I want to get the information from whoever we hired and hear what they have to present at that hearing, so I'll be an aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carries.
And it'll be Jacob and Klein Associates is who will be doing that. So just so you know, who's going to be in charge of the hearing.
Ready?
Yep.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that an ordinance amending multiple sections of Chapter 22 of the Municipal Code of the City of Ottawa, LaSalle County, Illinois, regarding updates to the 2024 building and building regulations and codes be passed and approved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Barron. This has been going, Matt Stafford's been working on this for a number of months, and so has corporate counsel. And essentially what this is doing is moving the international building codes up to what is required in order for us to continue to get our current flood rating, to continue to get some of the grants that Tom Bettlinger's always out looking for, and to maintain our insurance. I should know it, I'm an insurance agent. Brian, what's
ISO.
that code called? The code that we were working on?
ISO.
ISO rating?
Yeah, ISO rating, thank you.
Yes.
So that's what these updated codes will be. It was just riveting reading, going through and reading them all earlier this week, so roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that an ordinance declaring surplus revenue in the Ottawa I-80 North TIF District Special Tax Allocation Fund and authorizing payment of that surplus to the LaSalle County Treasurer for distribution to affected taxing districts on a pro rata basis be passed and approved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut. The next couple of these are all basically the same thing when we get our increment for tax. This is the portion where we have to then give the proper amounts back to the other taxing bodies. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that an ordinance declaring surplus revenue in the Ottawa US Route 6 East that's a lot.
You'll get it, don't worry.
District tax. Yeah, right. Special tax allocation fund and authorizing payment of that surplus to the LaSalle County Treasurer for distribution to affecting taxing bodies on the pro rata basis be passed and approved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that an ordinance declaring surplus revenue in the Ottawa Downtown TIF District Special Tax Allocation Fund and authorizing payment of that surplus to the LaSalle County Treasurer for distribution to affecting taxing districts on a pro rata basis be passed and approved.
Can I get a second? Commissioner Gainier, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that an ordinance declaring surplus revenue in the Ottawa Route 71 TIF District Special Tax Allocation Fund and authorizing payment of that surplus to the LaSalle County Treasurer for distribution to affected taxing districts on a pro rata basis be passed and approved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Barron, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution authorizing the assignment of rights and obligations under the development agreement from Phyllis A. Walsh to Jermar Jeff LLC and authorizing execution of the acknowledgement of the assignment be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution establishing a poet laureate for the city of Ottawa, Illinois be adopted.
Can I get a second? Commissioner Gainier. Really quick on this, when I was forming the Arts Committee, I put together a list of things that I thought that they could work on. And on that list was a poet laureate. I had seen where Rockford and Aurora and a couple other communities had done it and saw what the poet laureates were doing in those communities. I really appreciated the fact of getting them in and having school programs, getting kids to learn how to read, different things of that nature. Then we decided to appoint Amanda Zier as the chair of that committee, and I quickly realized that she had no problems coming up with ideas to keep the Arts Committee busy, so I let them get to work. About a year later, Susie Burton dropped off a bunch of information about a Poet Laureate program for the city of Ottawa, and all of her information was almost identical to the stuff that I had gotten from Rockford and other communities. Then about 6 months after that, Ryan and Sue both came and started saying, hey, we need to do this. I said, yeah, it's a great idea. They got to work. They put together the outline of it, which I had emailed to all of you guys previously. Once I said, yes, let's move forward on it, the Arts Committee went about selecting their first candidate, and they have selected Jamie Neely to be... What? Oh, I've been thinking it was, who is it? Renee Parks. Why do I have this one? Okay, I apologize. I'm sorry. So with that, though, we are going to ask to recite some poems, but first, before we can do that, Renee, we have to vote on it because the council might not agree with me. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. If it's okay, Renee, if you'd like to come up and, I'm sorry, state your name since I didn't get it right. And then just recite a poem for us, please.
Sure. I'm Renee
Yeah,
Parks
I'm gonna
Wendinger,
I'll say that in a minute.
and you could take one. I made copies for you all. So first, I'll say I'm so humbly grateful for this honor. Thank you. I will be a good steward of the vision of the Ottawa Arts Committee. I truly believe poetry is for everyone, and even through the act of reading and writing poems, it's a place where a person can make their home. My hope is that I can show others how they might take refuge in poetry, because it's a wondrous place. To explore the limits of our language and push its boundaries in the spirit of capturing the essence of our human experience is a joy and a gift. I will do my best to make the work of the Poet Laureate dignified and rich. So I did write a poem for the occasion. On the occasion of being selected Ottawa's Poet Laureate, I was reflecting on an afternoon I'd spent with my family. On the trip back, I was thinking, the Kankakee Torrent forged my path to Ottawa, a place roughed in by rivers. The limestone gives way to sandstone as I move west, toward what now feels more like home. Driving past windmill farms and snow-stippled fields, away from my family and our hot debates, perhaps as well attended as any in Washington Park. But we are learning to keep politics out of it on the occasion of my grandmother's 99th birthday. The bridge over the river makes my calves flex with the muscle memory of the time I ran past the Roxy, over the Illinois River, through Starved Rock and back. Your 26-2 shook me. Like the quaking buffalo bathing in the dust of the still effigies, my dog looking on, her shape, her deep chest, so much like a buffalo, I tell her, even on an occasion such as today. And so now, each day, my dog and I run the trail along the canal as far as we can. We can run for miles, even on an occasion such as today. With the temperature so cold it makes a frosty glitter on the tips of the reed grass, but still, frozen and stiff, the grass sings, singing in the wind, a wind that whips up memories, and my memories join up with the future. That is to say, now. I am present, singing like the grass, reveling in an occasion such as today. Thank you.
And I'll also add, someone yesterday, I forget who, had asked what kind of things the Poet Laureate would go to, and I said basically any time that I'm invited to speak somewhere. And I didn't mean that as a replacement of me, but more as a, like if you think of like our Memorial Day services and the different things that we have at Washington Square, all of those moments are prime opportunities in order to have something that's there in that moment be shared with everyone. So thank you so much, appreciate it. And you can still sign up for the marathon for this year too if you haven't already. So. On to the next thing.
Okay, for the record, we're going to say we passed on number 11. That wasn't ready until it was stricken from the agenda. Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution reappointing Annette Barr, Ryan Searle, and Susan Burton, and appointing Deanna Carlson, all to the Art Committee of the City of Ottawa, Illinois, terms to expire February 1st, 2029, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Pearson? See, now that you guys got a Poet Laureate, you get to get reappointed to the committee, so good job. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution reappointing Kimberly Sis, Heather Johnson, Mary Beth Manigold, and Richard Nesty, all to the Civil Service Commission of the City of Ottawa, Illinois. Terms to expire February 1st, 2029, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Barron, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution reappointing Tom Detlinger and Don Gainier, both to the Electrical Commission of the City of Ottawa, Illinois. Terms to expire February 1st, 2030, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson, is there anything that either of you would like to say about this? Or roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Abstain.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Oh. Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution reappointing Steve Malinsky to the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners of the City of Ottawa, Illinois. Term to expire September 1st, 2029, be adopted.
Can I get a second? Second. Commissioner Gainier, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution reappointing Brian Bresner, Kevin Bresendorf, Doug Carroll, Tom Detlinger, John Went, Jay McCracken, Chris Bastier, Judy McConville, Fred Moore, Dave Noble, and Matt Stafford, all to the Floodplain Management Commission of the City of Ottawa, Illinois. Terms to expire February 1st, 2028, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Pearson, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution reappointing Keith Conrad and Dave Kissenfigger, both to the Ottawa Port District Board of the City of Ottawa, Illinois. Terms to expire January 1st, 2029, be adopted.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut. I will add that we are still pursuing having the governor-elect re-elect the positions that the state, reappoint of what the state is eligible for doing. It's a little bit of a process, but we got our side of it taken care of for that committee. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution reappointing Molly Hughes, Pete Mangold, John Stone, Todd Volker, and Kane Fairbaugh to the Ottawa Planning Commission of the City of Ottawa, Illinois. Terms to expire March 1st, 2029, be adopted.
Second.
Second.
Barron, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier. Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution reappointing Randy Breetag to the Playground and Recreation Board of the City of Ottawa, Illinois. Term to expire February 1st, 2031, be adopted.
I get a second.
Second.
Commissioner Pearson, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution reappointing Abby Kennedy and Lloyd Chapman, both to the Special Events Committee of the City of Ottawa, Illinois. Terms to expire February 1st, 2028, be adopted.
I get a second.
Second.
Commissioner Eichelkraut, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that a resolution reappointing Dan Bittner, Melissa Hulse, Vince Kodasai, Celeste Nielsen, and Charles Sheridan, and appointing Kane Fairbaugh to the Zoning Board of Appeals of the City of Ottawa, Illinois. Terms to expire February 1st, 2029, be adopted.
I get a second.
Second.
Commissioner Barron. Excuse me. The one thing I wanted to just address with this one is that we're appointing Kane to this committee. The point in doing so is something where last year we moved the zoning meetings to take place now before the planning meetings on Monday. It's like a long path that Doug Carroll and Matt Stafford are working on to put us more in line with how other municipalities and counties operate, where the zoning and planning committees are comprised of the same people. So as we have people coming off of one or the other committee, we're reappointing them to the opposite one. So Kane is the first one who's been on the planning committee for 2 years now, will now get assigned to the zoning one.
Right, but he's still going to be on the planning commission?
Yes. Yeah, the idea is that they're both, eventually, with time, the planning and zoning committee will be comprised of the same body.
Okay. that's fine.
But yeah, he'll still be on
I was
there.
just kind of wondering, you said them both, and I was just wondering.
He'll be on both of them, and we'll see, like, the other names that were mentioned, like Melissa Hulse and so forth, if they decide to continue on these, that they'll also be appointed to each one of them as we move forward. It's just to streamline things and make it a little bit more consistent when making those decisions, whether it's zoning or planning or whichever it may be. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that the report of the Plan Commission meeting held on Monday, January 26, 2026, considering the final plat for the re-subdivision of Lot 74 in the West Peninsula Unit 2 at Heritage Harbor be received and placed on file. Be it further moved, the council concur with the recommendations of the Plan Commission, and the final plat be approved and the follow-up ordinance be passed and approved.
Take a second.
Second.
Commissioner Gainier. Doug Carroll did send this report out
Right.
last Wednesday or Thursday, and I don't think that there was anything to contest with it. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that the report of the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting held on Thursday, January 29, 2026, considering the side yard setback variance request from Cheeto and Josephine Boomalag to construct a single-family home on property located at 310 Leeward Way, be received and placed on file. Be it further moved, the council concur with the recommendations of the Zoning Board of Appeals, and the side yard setback from the east side property line to 1.5 feet for the foundation of the proposed single-family residence be granted, and a second variance for a side yard setback from the east side property line to 0 feet to connect the proposed single-family residence at 310 with the single-family residence at 308 Leeward Way also be granted, and the follow-up ordinance be passed and approved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Big one.
Commissioner Ackroyd, that was a long one. Roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Do you have anything else, sir?
I have nothing else to add. Congratulations, Renee. Thank you. And motion to adjourn.
Moved by Mayor Hasty that this regular meeting be adjourned.
I get a second.
Second.
Commissioner Ackroyd, roll call.
Eichelkraut.
Aye.
Gainier.
Aye.
Pearson.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Thank you, everybody.
Wild. I went wild as soon as I.